You didn't arrive here by chance. Even if you tell yourself that this was just another video, something ordinary, something random, your soul knows better. There are moments when the heart listens before the mind can explain. And this is one of those moments. Right now, life may feel uncertain, stretched thin between hope and exhaustion, between belief and doubt. You've been holding more than you let anyone see, and there are nights when you wonder if anyone truly understands what you are carrying. This is where Jesus meets you. Not with loud words or demands, but with a steady presence that reminds you that you have never been invisible. Jesus speaks in the quiet spaces, in the pauses between your thoughts, in the moments when you feel weakest and most human. He knows the weight you've been trying to carry on your own. He knows the prayers you started but couldn't finish, the questions you were afraid to ask out loud. He is not disappointed in you for feeling tired. He is not distant because you feel unsure. His message right now is simple and deeply personal. You are still held, even when your faith feels fragile. There are times when you look back and wonder why certain doors never opened, why certain plans quietly fell apart, why things you worked so hard for slipped away at the last moment. Jesus wants you to understand something important here. What you saw as loss was often protection. What you thought was rejection was sometimes redirection. There were paths you were emotionally attached to that would have drained your spirit in ways you couldn't yet see. And so, in love, those paths were gently closed, even if it hurt at the time. Standing alongside this gentle guidance is Archangel Michael, strong, unwavering, and watchful. His presence is not meant to intimidate, but to reassure you that you are defended in ways you cannot always perceive. When fear tries to creep into your thoughts late at night, when anxiety whispers worst-case scenarios, Michael stands firm, holding the line between what is meant to harm you and what is allowed to reach you. Many of the battles you never had to fight were stopped before they ever touched your life. There have been moments when you felt drained for no clear reason, as if something unseen was pulling at your energy, your motivation, your peace. Archangel Michael's message to you is that not every struggle you feel is yours to solve alone. Some things are removed the moment you ask for protection, even if you don't immediately feel the shift. Protection doesn't always arrive as a dramatic change. Sometimes it arrives as a quiet sense of relief, a thought that suddenly loosens its grip, a fear that no longer feels as powerful as it once did. Jesus and Archangel Michael work together in your life in ways that feel subtle but are deeply intentional. One brings comfort and understanding. The other brings strength and defense. One reminds you who you are. The other guards the path you are walking. Together, they are guiding you through a season that is shaping you more than you realize. You may feel like progress has been slow, but growth is happening beneath the surface, in places that cannot yet be seen. Right now, you are being asked to trust not what you can control, but what you can release. There are worries you have replayed again and again, conversations you wish had gone differently, outcomes you keep trying to predict. Jesus is gently asking you to loosen your grip, not because those things don't matter, but because carrying them alone has been weighing you down. Faith is not about having all the answers. It is about knowing you are not walking without guidance. Archangel Michael reminds you that courage does not always feel like confidence. Sometimes courage feels like showing up tired. Sometimes it feels like choosing hope when your emotions say otherwise. You are stronger than you think, not because you never feel fear, but because you continue moving forward despite it. Every time you choose patience over panic, every time you choose kindness over bitterness, you are aligning yourself with a higher protection that surrounds you more closely than you know. There is something ahead of you that requires the version of you that is being shaped right now. That is why certain lessons have repeated. That is why certain situations demanded more strength than you felt ready for. Jesus sees the future you cannot yet see, and he knows that what is coming will require deeper faith, stronger boundaries, and a clearer sense of who you are. This season is not meant to break you. It is meant to prepare you. If you have felt called to step away from certain people, certain habits, or certain environments, trust that feeling. Archangel Michael often guides through intuition, through that quiet knowing that something no longer aligns with your peace. Letting go does not mean you are abandoning love. Sometimes it means you are choosing healing. Protection often begins with distance from what quietly drains your spirit. As you listen to these words, allow yourself to receive rather than analyze. You do not need to understand everything right now. You only need to remain open. Jesus is reminding you that grace does not expire because of doubt. And Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are never unguarded. Even on days when you feel vulnerable, you are being guided step by step, breath by breath, into something that will make sense in time. And this is only the beginning of the message meant for you. And as this message continues, allow yourself to stay present, because what comes next is meant to reach deeper than the surface of your thoughts. There are truths that only reveal themselves when you stop resisting the moment you are in. Jesus is asking you now to release the pressure you place on yourself to have everything figured out. You were never meant to carry the weight of the future all at once. Faith was never about control. It has always been about trust. Trust that even when the path feels unclear, each step is still being guided with intention and care. There have been times when you questioned your own worth, moments when comparison crept in quietly and made you feel behind, lesser, or unseen. Jesus wants you to understand that your journey was never meant to mirror anyone else's. What looks like delay in your life is often depth being built within you. Strength that lasts is not rushed. Character that sustains blessing is formed slowly, through patience, humility, and resilience. Nothing about your pace is wrong. Archangel Michael now steps forward with a reminder of inner authority. You are not as powerless as you sometimes believe. Many situations that made you feel small were never meant to define you. Michael's presence restores your sense of spiritual boundaries, reminding you that you have the right to protect your peace, your energy, and your purpose. You do not need to explain your healing to anyone. Protection often looks like silence, distance, and discernment. There is also something important you need to hear right now. Not every thought you think belongs to you. Some fears were learned. Some doubts were absorbed. Some limitations were repeated to you so often that they began to feel true. Archangel Michael helps cut through these false narratives, clearing space for clarity to return. When you feel sudden calm after long anxiety, when a heavy thought loses its grip without explanation, that is not coincidence. That is protection in action. Jesus reminds you that forgiveness is not about excusing what hurt you. It is about freeing yourself from carrying it any longer. You were not meant to relive old wounds every time you try to move forward. Healing does not mean forgetting. It means remembering without pain controlling your present. Grace is not weakness. Grace is strength that no longer needs to prove itself. You may be standing at a quiet turning point right now. Nothing dramatic on the outside, yet something shifting deeply within. Old desires feel less important. Old reactions feel unfamiliar. This is growth. When Jesus calls someone forward, it is often subtle, felt more in the heart than seen by others. You are outgrowing a version of yourself that survived and stepping into one that will finally live with intention. Archangel Michael stands guard as you make this transition. Change can feel unsettling even when it is necessary, but you are not stepping into the unknown alone. What is being removed from your life now cannot follow you where you are going. Some connections will naturally fade. Some patterns will lose their hold. This is not loss. This is alignment. There will be moments ahead when doubt tries to return, when old fears knock softly, asking to be let back in. When that happens, remember this message. Remember that strength does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes strength is simply choosing to continue with faith, even when reassurance is quiet. Jesus walks with you in those moments, steady and unshaken, reminding you that peace is not found in certainty, but in presence. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to hope again without fear of disappointment. You are allowed to believe that something good is unfolding, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. Archangel Michael's protection does not wait for perfection. It surrounds you as you are, right now, in this very moment. As this message comes to a close, let one truth remain with you. You are not forgotten. You are not unprotected. You are not behind. You are exactly where guidance can reach you most clearly. What lies ahead will require faith, but it will also bring peace. Walk forward gently, knowing that you are supported in ways seen and unseen. You are not lost. You are being led, protected by strength, guided by love, and held in a light that has never left you. You may have wondered why certain moments in your life have felt heavier than others. Why some challenges keep returning even when you feel you've already faced them. These are not punishments or signs of failure. They are lessons in alignment, carefully designed to strengthen your spirit. Jesus is guiding you to see that what seems like repetition is actually preparation. Every obstacle, every uncomfortable conversation, every choice that pushed you out of your comfort zone has been a step toward the version of yourself that is capable of standing firm in faith, hope, and love. Archangel Michael is right there in these moments, reminding you that protection is not always visible. Sometimes it is the subtle strength that keeps you from reacting in fear, the quiet courage that allows you to remain calm, or the peace that fills you when your mind wants to spiral into worry. You are not navigating these moments alone. Each time you feel clarity, each time fear diminishes without explanation, know that Michael's shield has been active, working silently to create a safe space for your growth. Jesus also wants you to understand the power of release. Holding on to regret, anger, or disappointment weighs down your spirit far more than anyone else could. Letting go does not mean you approve of what happened or that you have forgotten the pain. It means you are choosing to step forward, free from burdens that do not serve your higher path. The same love that carried you through your darkest nights now encourages you to trust in the unseen plan, to surrender control without fear, and to embrace the unfolding of your life with a heart open to miracles. There are people, places, and patterns that may no longer belong in your journey. Michael's guidance ensures that these energies do not pull you backward. You are allowed to distance yourself from situations that drain your peace. You are allowed to step away without guilt. In doing so, you create room for alignment, for opportunities that resonate with your purpose, and for connections that uplift rather than deplete. Protection often begins with the boundaries you set for yourself. As you continue forward, remember that small steps matter just as much as the leaps. Growth does not always announce itself in dramatic ways. Sometimes it is the quiet decisions, the moments of patience, and the consistent acts of faith that carry the greatest transformation. Jesus and Michael are guiding you through both the monumental and the subtle, ensuring that every action and thought contributes to the strengthening of your spirit. And now, as this expanded message comes toward a close, take a moment to feel it sink in. You are not forgotten, you are not unprotected, and you are not walking blindly. Every breath you take is under divine watch, every choice supported by unseen strength, and every moment shaped by love that will never abandon you. You are being prepared for what lies ahead, protected for what you cannot yet see, and guided with a wisdom that surpasses understanding. You are not lost. You are being led, protected by strength, guided by love, and held in a light that has never left you. And now, as this message reaches its conclusion, take a moment to let it settle within you. Everything you have heard, every word, every pause, every thought, has been meant to remind you that you are never walking alone. Even when life seems chaotic, even when plans shift and outcomes are uncertain, there is a guidance that never wavers, a protection that never sleeps, and a love that never abandons. Jesus walks with you through every shadow, gently lifting your heart when it feels heavy, offering reassurance when your doubts threaten to overwhelm you. He does not rush you. He does not scold you. He simply reminds you of the truth that has always been there. You are seen, you are valued, and you are deeply loved. Archangel Michael stands at your side as a silent guardian, strong and unwavering, ready to defend you from energies and influences that do not serve your highest good. He encourages you to honor your boundaries, to step away from what drains your peace, and to embrace what aligns with your purpose. His strength is not loud or intrusive, but steady, like a lighthouse guiding a ship safely through turbulent waters. When fear or uncertainty arises, he reminds you that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. Every step you take in faith, every act of kindness, every moment of patience strengthens the protection and guidance surrounding you. You have endured moments that seemed too heavy, choices that felt too difficult, and seasons that challenged your spirit. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still capable of hope. This is no accident. Every trial, every pause, every moment of uncertainty has been shaping you for what is to come. Jesus and Michael have been walking with you through all of it, preparing you for a life lived in alignment with your truest self. They are guiding you toward peace, clarity, and fulfillment, a future that reflects your highest potential. As this message draws to a close, let one thing resonate in your heart. You are not lost, you are not unprotected, and you are never alone. You are being led, held, and guided by forces greater than you can fully comprehend. The love surrounding you is unwavering, the strength supporting you is constant, and the guidance offered to you is always present, even when unseen. You are protected, you are guided, and you are loved, always, without condition and without end.